Every map tells us where to go, but a handful of maps throughout history have done something far stranger. They've shown islands that no sailor could ever find, roads that vanished without explanation, entire landscapes that seem to rewrite themselves over time. For centuries, explorers, historians, and cartographers have argued over one unsettling question. Were these simply mistakes, or were some maps recording places that have since disappeared? Tonight, we're opening one of the strangest files in the history of exploration. This is the Cartographer. Long before satellites circled the Earth, before aircraft photographed continents, before GPS could pinpoint your exact location, the world depended on cartographers. A cartographer was far more than someone who drew maps. They were explorers, scholars, sailors, surveyors, collectors of stories. Many never traveled the lands they illustrated. Instead, they pieced together information from travelers, merchants, soldiers, pilgrims, and previous maps, slowly building a picture of the world from fragments of knowledge. But that process created a fascinating problem. Every new map relied upon older maps. If an error appeared once, it could survive for centuries. Yet, not every mystery can be explained so easily. Throughout history, some maps have contained details that continue to puzzle researchers today. Perhaps the most famous example is the Piri Reis Map, created in 1513 by the Ottoman Admiral Piri Reis. Only part of the original map survives today. It shows Europe, Africa, and South America with remarkable detail for its age. What made the map famous wasn't simply its accuracy. It was the claims surrounding it. Some researchers argued the coastline contained knowledge unavailable during the early 16th century. Others claimed it hinted at lands that hadn't officially been explored. Over the years, increasingly extraordinary theories emerged. Lost civilizations, ancient global explorers, even visitors from beyond our world. Most historians disagree with those conclusions. They argue that Piri Reis simply combined numerous older charts collected from Portuguese and Arabic sailors. Even so, the debate has never completely disappeared. Another famous mystery is the Hereford Mappa Mundi. Unlike modern maps designed for navigation, medieval maps often mixed geography with belief, legend, and history. Cities sat beside biblical locations. Known lands blended into unknown territories. Beyond the edge of civilization were creatures described in ancient writings. To modern eyes, they seem fantastical, but to many people living at the time, these maps represented the best understanding of the world they possessed. Perhaps the strangest mysteries aren't the monsters. They're the places. Throughout history, islands have repeatedly appeared on maps, despite no one ever finding them. These are known as phantom islands. Some remained on official maps for hundreds of years. Sailors searched for them. Expeditions attempted to land upon them. Yet, when later explorers arrived with better equipment, there was nothing there. Had the islands sunk beneath the sea? Were they mirages, simple navigational mistakes? Or had generations of mapmakers copied one another without questioning what came before? One of the most famous examples is Hy-Brasil. For centuries, this mysterious island appeared west of Ireland on countless maps. Legends claimed it emerged from the mist only once every 7 years. Some described a land of immense knowledge. Others believed it was inhabited by an advanced civilization hidden from ordinary people. Despite repeated searches, no island was ever found. Eventually, it vanished from official charts. Then there are the roads. Across Europe and beyond, historians occasionally discover references to ancient routes that no longer exist. Old maps show tracks crossing forests, bridges leading nowhere, settlements with no trace remain. Some disappeared because rivers changed course. Others are reclaimed by nature. Entire villages can vanish through war, disease, or changing economies. Yet, occasionally, no one knows exactly when a location disappeared from both the landscape and human memory. Even modern cartographers have played curious games with maps. To protect their work from copyright theft, some deliberately included tiny fictional streets or non-existent features. These became known as trap streets. If another company copied the map, the fake location would appear there too, exposing the plagiarism. Imagine discovering a town on a map, only to realize it was intentionally invented. It raises an unsettling thought. If we know modern maps sometimes contain places that don't exist, how many similar additions might have slipped into history long ago? History also records maps that simply refuse to agree. One explorer would chart a coastline. Another would return years later and find something different. Mountains shifted position. River systems changed. Entire bays appeared larger or smaller than expected. Usually these differences can be explained through limited surveying techniques, poor weather, faulty instruments, human error. But occasionally, the discrepancies remain surprisingly difficult to explain. Perhaps the greatest mystery surrounding cartography isn't any single map, it's the process itself. Every generation inherited knowledge from the one before, trusting previous explorers, copying previous charts, accepting previous assumptions. Over centuries, fact and folklore often became impossible to separate. A warning told by one sailor could become a permanent feature on maps for generations. An island glimpsed through thick fog might survive hundreds of years after it had supposedly been discovered. A misunderstood coastline could reshape humanity's understanding of an entire region. Maps were never just records of geography. They were records of belief, of fear, of hope, of imagination, and sometimes of mystery. Today we can view almost every corner of Earth from space. Satellites have removed many of history's greatest geographical unknowns. Yet, despite all their technology, new archaeological sites continue to be discovered. Ancient roads emerge beneath forests. Hidden cities appear beneath jungle canopies using laser scanning. Forgotten settlements are uncovered beneath deserts. The map of our world is still changing. Perhaps that's the greatest lesson history leaves us. A map is never truly finished. It evolves as our knowledge grows. Places are added, others disappear, names change, borders move. What seems impossible today may become accepted tomorrow. So the next time you unfold a map or open one on your phone, remember this: you're looking at humanity's latest attempt to describe a world that has never stopped changing, and somewhere in an old library, a forgotten archive, or tucked inside the pages of an explorer's journal, there may still be a map waiting to reveal a place the modern world has forgotten. Until then, the mystery remains.